How did you do in the self-assessment? Did you do well? Well, I'm ready to look at my bike now and to figure out what is the right size bike for me. What is the right size bike for you? Well, first of all, I've got my helmet on because I need to protect my brain, and also it's the law. Well, it's the law for you. Did you know that in Ontario, anyone under the age of 18 must be wearing a helmet when they're on their bike? It's illegal if you don't wear your helmet. It's the law, put it on. And for those over 18, like myself, well, it's highly recommended that you wear your helmet every time you get on your bike. So you should be saying to your mom and dad when they go bike riding with you, Mom, Dad, where's your helmet? Put it on, protect your brain. So we're ready to go. It's nice and snug. I've done the 2V1. I have less than an inch each way with my wiggle. It's certified, no cracks. Now what about my bike? Well, there's a couple of things to look for when purchasing a new bike. You want the bike to be the right size for you. If it's too big, you could wobble and fall off. When I was your age, I rode my parents' bike. Oh, I fell off and I still have the scars on my knees. There's 2 scars there from when I fell off the bike. And you don't want a bike that's too small because then you're too squished when you're trying to ride. So you want to look at the frame of the bike. The frame, it's all the bars. You want to find a frame that's just right for you. And did you know when I bought this bike a couple of years ago, I had to exchange it twice to find the size right for me. Same bike, but different sizes. The first one, well, the frame was too big. And I was sitting way back here and trying to reach for the handlebars. Even though my seat could adjust, I still had to reach too far. That's not safe, and that's not comfortable. Then the second one I got, well, the frame was too small, and I was squished. I was way up here, and my knees were hitting the handlebars. Then I got the bike that was just right for me. There are a couple of things that you can do to help test if the frame and the bike is the right size for you. There are also safety tests too. The first thing you want to check is, you want to make sure that when you straddle the crossbar, that both of your feet are flat on the ground. And there's a little bit of wiggle room. If you can straddle it with your feet on the ground, you pass that part. The second part is when you're sitting, let me just move my kickstand here. There we go. When you're sitting on the seat, you want your tippy toes, well, you could be flat-footed too, but as long as your tippy toes are touching the ground, you know you've got your seat the right height as well. The next thing you want to check for your frame is, you don't want to be bending over too much. You don't want to be reaching too much. You want to be the right distance. Some handlebars can be adjusted too, to be comfortable just for your size. What else do we want to look at? Well, if the seat's too high, most seats can be adjusted down here to either lower or raise your seat. Same with the handlebars. They can be raised or lowered to fit your size. Looking at my bike, I think it's almost ready to go. But let's move on to the next slide and learn a little bit more about